What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, or hello there if you're new here finding my video for the first time. My name is Flame078 and today we are talking about ranked, going on the noob's journey to Apex Predator, the normal journey, the casual journey. Well, also not Predator right away, we gotta work our way up there, so let's focus on getting to Diamond. That is what we're talking about in today's video. I will be breaking down this journey in several parts, experimenting with the format of the video. All the timestamps for the different portions of the video will be down below, and wherever you're at in your journey, feel free to skip through and listen to the important parts that are relevant to you, because again, this video is for us normal players trying to get through Platinum, trying to get to Diamond. What do we need to do to get there? So I want to make this as easy for you guys as well, so let me know what you guys think of this format. But yeah, so if you like the video, make sure to like the video, and if you like the content, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because I produce shorts and normal video essays about Apex Legends and anything else related to gaming from the normal casual perspective. So I hope you enjoy. Talk to you guys real soon. So without further ado, let's get to it. So I think the best way to try to learn and improve is by reflecting on the actual feasibility of what I am trying to do, regardless if that's gaming or in life. So that way I can align my expectations accordingly. So right now, let's talk about, the expectations of ranked, the struggles of what it means to play ranked as a normal and casual player, right? So I've covered this topic in a variety of different ways throughout my channel, so please make sure to check that catalog. But to recap in this, if I can give you the Spark Notes version of it, honestly, the biggest struggle right now for ranked is time. Do you have the time to play ranked, to achieve the rank that you want, or not? That is really it. That's how the system is designed, and honestly, that is the one thing I think you guys should take out of it, is you should align yourself to how much time you can sink into Apex Legends. And to show from a personal experience, when I've gotten to Diamond is really due to that one factor, right? I think my skills are adequate enough, but I've gotten to Diamond because I just had more games to play in that season versus others. So I think that's a huge thing. And everything I say in this video really comes from the perspective of the solo queue experience. I just wanted to let you guys know that, so you guys understand where I'm coming from in there. And two things, if you want to expedite this process as well, right? Your skill will help you. If you're a really good player, you'll be able to climb faster. And if you have a pre-made squad, I think your journey will be a lot faster as well. But again, we are here to talk about what you can do to improve and how to get there. But these are the real struggle points of ranked, and I just wanted to showcase that to you guys, right? So keep that in mind, align your expectations accordingly, so that way you have the best success in this ranked journey. So without that, just iterating one more time, I think time is your biggest enemy, not enemy players, because with everything else can be great, but if you don't have enough time, then you're not going to get to the rank that you want. So let's move on. So going into Season 9 ranked, I changed two things in my approach to Apex Legends ranked. I changed my mindset of how I viewed my sessions in games, and then I picked up better habits while playing these games. So let's talk about mindset. As a solo queue player, there's this really bad, vicious cycle of having a string of bad games coupled in with a little good games, and it can create this negative cloud of emotion where if you're frustrated that you just feel like you did nothing in your 2 to 3 hours that you played that day, it could really get to you and eat at you for the future. And I noticed that a lot. That's why I always had like these moments where I just didn't want to play at all, and I don't think that's healthy. I think regardless if you're challenging yourself in ranked or whatnot, I think the most important thing is that you need to still be having fun, right? There's good challenge, but then you can have fun with a challenge. You can't just be frustrated about challenging yourself. I don't think that's healthy. So my mindset going into this season was just treating every session as it was in my first session. Forget about what happened in the past and forget of where I actually wanted to go, and just play ranked for that moment. And however far I got, be very happy that I just did it. And that really improved a lot. I was able to go in fresh every time, and I was seeing that I was reducing the amount of mistakes I would normally make if I was playing frustrated all the time. So that's a big thing too. When you're not in the right mindset and you're not in the right, attitude, you're gonna be making more mistakes or get more flustered about things you're doing incorrectly. So that's what I wanted to change here, and I think it helped me out a lot. So I encourage you guys to ensure that you're always in a positive mindset and just be easy on yourself. This isn't an easy thing. If not, then obviously everyone would do it. Now, the next thing was habits. We're talking about habits in Apex Legends Ranked, and honestly, there was only one thing that I actively did that kind of snowballed into all the other improvements in my gameplay, but there's just one thing that I want to get across. Communicate. Use your microphone. For the most part, when I was solo queuing, I would rarely use my microphone unless I was playing with my friends and whatnot, and that's it. This time around, I actively had my mic open and I was constantly communicating, whether or not my teammates, my randoms were hearing me, because a good portion of them, those random duos, weren't listening to me, but I made sure I was consistently talking, and this had tremendous positive effect, because not only did I hopefully maybe encourage my teammates to start talking to me, but also just on the slight chance that they were listening to me, my games just went so much better. It goes to show you that some people just don't like communicating or just don't want to have a mic open, and that's totally fine. And what I really picked up was a lot of people just always hear you, they just don't talk. So in those situations where you think your randoms are going to a bad spot, just by speaking up and saying, hey, I'm not going to push that, or I'm just going to rotate out, hey, there's a third party that I can see right here, let's hold back, they're going to listen to you. And I've had a couple of instances where that happened and they didn't communicate, and there are a couple of other instances, more often than not, they would open up their mics and then we would just communicate throughout the whole match, and we were just vibing out, and that led to a lot of success, a lot of easy RP to be gained. And I think that's the crucial thing. You want to be able to climb RP every time you play. So I think communication was a huge factor in that regard, and I think that's why it was the biggest thing, because everything else comes secondary in my opinion. Getting that early KP, trying to land smart, and then rotating into fights, not giving up positioning in order to get easy kills, knowing end game, all that comes in with practice, of course, but that is supplementary, and it only gets enhanced if you have proper communication, which is what I want to leave you guys with in this video. But alright, thank you guys so much for making it to this part of the video. This is just the recap conclusion part. If you just liked me talking about my experience, the tips, appreciate you guys hitting that like button. Make sure to subscribe for more content like this. The remainder of this video, if you have seen from the description box, is just going to be gameplay video. I'm going to be going over top 3 games that I had in my platinum journey, and then just doing commentary over them, but it's going to be mostly gameplay, and let the gameplay speak for itself with a little bit of my voice. So if you guys are not about that, you don't learn that way, totally cool. Hopefully this little recap will sum up everything that you need to know to hopefully get out of platinum and get to diamond in this next rank split. So let's recap. Communication. That is the biggest thing I can recommend, because it's the one positive thing that has influenced me in this journey this season for ranked. I think it's the biggest thing that I changed, and I feel really good about it. I got to diamond a lot faster than I normally would have, and I've had better games. I was more positive RP games than not, so that says something. But also just bring it back to some of the YouTube short series that I was doing throughout the season. Let's talk about early KP, work on that, try to get into at least one early fight instead of sitting to end game, so you're not having cold feet when the time comes. Land smartly, rotate correctly, don't give up positioning if you don't need to. All this stuff will help you in your ranked journey. If you want to catch me and talk to me live, I stream on Twitch Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. I'll link down below. Hope you catch you guys there. But for now, enjoy the gameplay games, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. My name's Slim078. Adios. Alrighty, so we are doing a Platinum 1 review right now. This is a game, I think, towards the end of my journey. I'm playing Wraith. I try to establish a line of communication right away since I see my teammates have microphones, but to be honest, this group was less chatty for the most of the match until we reached end game. But I decided to drop Tree as it's been one of my favorite spots to land in ranked and in general on World's Edge due to the possible rotations you could do afterwards, rotating into Thermal for a fight, or Launchpad or Sorting Factory. And even if someone doesn't land with us, it's a really nice spot to take a team on 50-50, considering all the different locations and the potential of at least getting a weapon to have a better chance of fighting. So that's why I really like landing Tree. But for the most part, most of this match was actually really quiet, and we just don't really start seeing action towards late game. So we're just gonna go right ahead and get on to that portion of the game. So we are coming out here, we passed Sorting Factory. It was slow, but I only managed to pick up 1 kill and 1 assist fighting in Harvester, but it was a pretty tail end of the fight. We just third-partied correctly, to be honest. So right here, we're coming up on a Bloodhound scan. I actually go back, noticing that the scan is still a little farther off and hoping that the Bloodhound doesn't actually pick me up so that way I can surprise the enemy, which doesn't seem like they were expecting me, as someone takes the high ground up there, try to flank my teammates, and I throw a couple of grenades up there and I get some ticks. But overall, right here, it's nice. It's still a nice later fight, but I am concerned about our behind. You never know this kind of choke point, but I push up and it was good. We kind of take this fight pretty easily, though I do a mistake. I get caught off guard, my aim isn't that great, and I do get taken down here shortly. But overall, our team in general wins this fight. Anakin, I have the high ground, doesn't save me here. But it's alright though, my lifeline comes in quick and snappy with the res, which is, again, if you're a lifeline, you better be doing this consistently, that's all I'm saying. So at this point, we reset, we're rotating into Epicenter. I now, as you can see, my microphone's going up. You guys don't have my voice or whatnot, but I'm talking to my teammates, letting them know, hey, as we're rotating in, there is a team behind us, so we gotta be careful up here. And now my teammates are communicating as well. And we take this cliff to be able to kind of like poke around. I had the longbow 301, so I am definitely the long range specialist in this match so far. And able to pick up a nice kill for free right here. But we decide ultimately not to push more into that fight. It doesn't make sense for us to kind of get there and be surrounded by teammates. We stay on the edge. My teammate actually starts running off on their own, and I'm like, the black market's there. I kind of want that gold helmet. But like, this is one of the things where I started noticing, and if you guys follow me on TikTok, where I talk about how the black market has more value than the care package, just because of the ease of access of loot that you can get, just because if you place it right, especially in the battlefield. So I get my stuff, do what I can, and then now we rotate into where my lifeline is to make sure she does not get murked by the enemy team. So my train of thought here going into this late circle is I want to be on the top of the mountain, give us a good distance, give us good cover, but also just not be close by and play edge. So that way, if we're going to fight someone, there's going to be isolated and not have to worry about third parties. So this is where the portal that I'm setting is for, and I communicate that to my teammates. As of note, if you're a Wraith or any mobility character with good repositioning, always make sure to carry some ultimate accelerants. I constantly have those, at least 1 to 2, or any legends, Wraith, Pathfinder, Caustic, Valkyrie. It's just good to have those because you really want those ultimates as quickly as possible. But this team up here, up in the corner, we know we can take them because all the other teams on the left side, sure, they can poke at us, but we have pretty good cover once we actually get into the main fight from the opposite side. So we're actually not too concerned. So we're going to push this team as we can and try to clean them up. I get the knock here really nicely, and my team is going. This is where I kind of wish, and I always suggest having a multitude of grenades, because I wish I would have been able to grenade spam here, but you know, it is what it is. But again, like I said, we're covered from the left side, as you guys can see those cliffs, or if I need to, I can face into the cliffs ahead of me. We're pretty well off, so this fight is pretty smart for us to take. And a really good position for us. We get some loot, get some more KP. At this point now, I am max KP, which is exactly where we want to be for the eventual dub, you know? Right here, this is again why I talk about understanding position, understanding a ring and end game. I know where the ring is going to end, trying to analyze, trying to predict where should I place my next portal, where should we be, so that way we're at the most advantage. But these enemy teams are kind of cracked. They are really laying down fire, like they're really good lasering us. So that's also another thing too to keep in mind. Always have meds and stuff like that, but be conscious of the enemy team, because sometimes that aim is really important. This Caustic is trying to lower us out. The damage from the gas is what scares me, but I got hit with a couple of those grenades and a couple of shots, so my health goes down really quickly. But overall, I mentioned this a couple of times, I'll talk about it later, but Caustic's gas isn't that scary anymore, to be honest, so it's just more of a nuisance rather than an actual threat. But right here, we're chilling. I'm using the rocks as cover. Very key. We still have that Caustic, and we still have teams above us. Actually, I kind of hear the footsteps, and I'm kind of letting my teammates know about that. Get this Caustic down. Well, there you go. And then I hear them. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. But I want to pop an ultimate accelerant because I want to make sure I can maybe pop a last minute portal if we need to rotate out, because I feel like we're gonna get pinched. And as you can hear. And I'm telling my teammates, look, we have these people on the cliff. We have to be careful. They're going to drop on us. But ultimately, I don't think they actually ended up pushing us. They tried to get a couple shots, but then they rotate away, which is good. But, you know, because we were calm and collected, I was talking to my teammates, we were pretty good. I got a little dude by my own teammates, but I wasn't wrong. I did hear footsteps, and boom, we clear up this little lifeline that was just chilling. So at this point, you guys may be wondering, why am I thirsting here? It's the final ring. I'm not sure who's left. They could have someone to res that person, and I don't want another body to fight in this end game. So rather than just let them sit there, even though they're not a threat, let's just kill them off. But at this point, it's the last team. I'm not too worried. Worst case scenario, if my teammates go down, I prioritize healing. That way I can fight full strength. Teammate goes down, but I'm not too concerned, and we get the dub. Look at that. Nice, easily, slow, but a good win nonetheless. Alright, in the next game, this is the game that actually puts me into Diamond. This was actually kind of funny because this Octane, I was actually going to play Octane in this, and then this person right here was like, no, don't take Octane, I can't play anyone else but Octane. And we were like, I was playing my boy Ren, and we're like, oh, this dude might be toxic. So we were kind of nervous, honestly, going in, considering his attitude, but you know what, whatever. We decided to land Lava Fissure. It's a good, another spot to land because you can rotate into Countdown if it becomes a hot zone, or into Skyhook, or left into staging. So it's a really good spot. I enjoy it. I usually hit this building on the far portions and then make my way inwards. But it was a pretty slow match. We actually ended up going to train yard, ended up coming back, not running into anyone, but now we start encountering this team that's kind of poking at us. I use my scan here. The crucial thing about Bloodhound is making sure the scan is as useful as possible to give accuracy of where your teammates are fighting against, right? We knew our backs were kind of clear because that's where the direction we came from, so that's why I wasn't really too concerned about scanning our backs. So that's why I scan forward. But usually, especially when you're rotating, big tip, always scan like where you're not looking, so that way you can at least anticipate, hey, if I'm gonna take this fight, am I about to get third partied, or are we getting followed by and whatnot. So this team is getting close, and I pop in my ultimate. It's time to get this fight. It's time to get this KP that I need. I'm so close to diamond. I'm not trying to make any mistakes here. I get silenced, but it's alright. I'm not really too concerned. Switch my wingman. Oh, missing my shot, but I get it. Woo! Look at that. Wingman practice. Wingman is one of the most satisfying weapons to use, in my opinion. That's why I always love using it, even though I'm not the best at it. But we catch the win. I drop in a heat shield really fast in order to not take a damage and get the loot that we desperately need. Here we actually rotate up from that fight above train yard. We see this solo. We're like, or at least the assumption is a solo wraith. We do a little bit of a chase. I'm like, all right, why not? Let's try to poke out. I'm doing some damage, getting hurt weak. And then our teammate communicates, there it is, she's not alone. And we see up ahead as we're pushing, where the worst spot to take a fight, to be honest, is we see lots of teams, and I don't recommend try fighting here. It's too open. Multiple teams can come converge in your spot. I take a couple of pot shots, but ultimately what we're talking through in this match, we're like, yeah, let's not do this. Let's rotate into construction yard. And just get over here. This is not a fight we want to take at all, considering the position of the ring and the way we have to rotate in. That's just leading us to get pinched. So we come here, we hear the rampart, not really trying to push this, so we're being cautious. So I just scan here to kind of make them aware, even though they hear it, but just to get an accurate position of the enemy team. They're hunkered down. I don't want to deal with that rampart. And then we ultimately decide to rotate through the city more and just play edge. We have a couple of heat shields that we are going to utilize and just stay safe. So the random teammate who could not play any legend besides Octane, who was throwing almost kind of like a hissy fit, giving us bad vibes, turns out that he's pretty good at communicating. He's actually being a really good team player. And it goes to show you never judge a book by its cover, but I still personally think it's silly to have the mentality that you can't play the game if your person is not picked. That's just not how this should work. You should be pretty versatile, in my opinion. But I'm happy nonetheless that we have a good third random here. So we end up knowing kind of, me and the actual random and my boy Ren actually understand the ring positioning here. We kind of know where the ring is going to end. So we're like, let's be on top. These people are still fighting in that city down below. But there's no reason for us to actually go there because we know the ring is actually going to end farther up north away from the town. So why take the fight when we can just cut them off and stay there and pick anyone coming at us? At this point, I'm +8. I have 1 kill, 1 assist, sitting really nicely. So we're just playing it smart. And this is what I mentioned about in the tip video earlier. Like, once you have good communication, you can work on these plays, understanding these plays. If I was talking with people who maybe had no mics and were doing their own thing, there could have been a possibility that I would have been forced to push and go in there. But instead, we're talking it out. We are playing smart. We're playing endgame, essentially, which is what I talk about a lot. The best way to get out of Platinum is to play endgame, playing position. You're going to get your KP. You're going to get the stuff you need. Just take your time and relax. So just one more time, just wanted to say the commentary here, look at where the circle is. I talked about it, during the middle of the match, sometimes it might be tricky, it might be hard. You may think it's tough, but as you get practice, as you play you can understand where rings are gonna go. Also, another thing too, because of the care package, I'm like, you know what? Let me give myself the most advantage. You never know how things are gonna play out. There's only 4 squads left, but I give our teammates, and I let my teammates know, I'm gonna give us an armor swap here just in case things get a little hairy. But now, as I was talking about earlier, let's pick off these teams that are trying to rotate in now. A little Rampart here. You ain't nothing what grenades can't handle, you know? Not gonna lie, I was a little flustered, so my shots weren't the best. But I got the knockdown, so that's what matters. But you see what we did? We pushed a little bit. We got get a little excited. Let's try to clean them up. We're close to the ring. We are still pretty isolated. We're not too concerned about getting, you know, messed up here. But we played it correctly. We got more KP. I'm at plus 84 at this point. I'm pretty sure I in the match understand that I've already hit diamond. I got the RP needed. And look at that. We are clear. We are in the ring, and we see teams right here trying to heal up from their encounter, and they're in the storm. Nothing they can really do but hope that our shots don't land. They are pretty covered, but overall we're in a way better spot. Those heat shields are not going to last a long time, and we have the advantage of not worrying about losing to you know, damage to the ring. And they're trying desperately. They have lots of heat shields to work with, which is great, but they are doing their best to stay alive. But at this point, we are like, oh, we could just hold them here. We do not have to worry. Someone is trying to go there. It's just like they're dead. We are perfectly in the best spot we can be in for here for this last enemy team. And we win. We timed them, we gatekeep them, and that's really what Apex Ranked is about. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys can see it firsthand from my experience. I hope you guys enjoyed this if you're watching the gameplay. And just to end off, as we see the rank go up for me, stay tuned. We talk more Apex Ranked, more Apex Legends here on the channel. Hope you guys enjoy. Wish you guys the best and success in your ranked experience. Stay tuned for more Apex Legends content. My name is Flame078. Adios.